Okay, children. So we had seen the lesson part, the maps, our guides, and now it's the time for us to do the activity part. Fine. Okay, the exercise actually starts with a true or false. So 5 statements are given there. We need to check each and every statement given over there with what we have learned in the lesson, right? So if it matches with what we have learned, then we need to mark it as a true. And if it doesn't match, then we need to mark it as a false. Okay. So we need to check with every single sentence that is given over there, right? Okay. Now the first sentence. A map is full of geographical data. The statement is a true one, isn't it? A map is full of geographical data because the geographical data of a region is transferred onto a flat sheet, which we call as a map, isn't it? Yes. Second one. A book of map is called atlas. True. Different maps are combined together to form a book, and that is called an atlas, isn't it? In a map, blue color is used to show lands. When we look at a map, we can see a vast extent of blue color, isn't it? See, we have a globe here also. What do we use this blue color for? Yes, that blue color actually refers to water bodies, ocean, isn't it? So that is a false statement because in a map, blue color is used to show the water bodies and the brown color are usually used for expressing land areas, isn't it? Yes. Fourth one, the art of making maps is called photography. It's cartography, isn't it? Cartography is the process of making different maps and it is not a photography. So the answer is a false, right? Okay. Every map is drawn according to a scale. Yes. Every map is drawn according to a scale. The real distance on the earth is reduced to a particular scale. Only then we can have the exact size, shape, and the details of the area, isn't it? So every map is drawn according to a scale, right? So we'll submit the answers. Yes. So we will read all the 5 sentences once again. The first one, a map is full of geographical data, is a true statement. A book of maps is called an atlas, is also a true statement. In a map, blue color is used to show lands is a false statement because brown color is used to show lands on a map and blue color is used for expressing water bodies. Fourth one, the art of making maps is called photography is a wrong statement because it is a cartography. Every map is drawn according to a scale again is a true statement. So we have completed this task and now I will keep this screen the same for you for another minute so that you can read the sentences and check with the answers once again. Fine, children. Now we'll go on to the next one. Fill in the blanks. So we have 5 sentences given there with a blank or 2 each. In the last one, there are 2 blanks. In the other 4, we have a 1 blank each. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to read the sentences one by one. Check with the options given there and identify the suitable option given there with which we can complete the sentence above, right? So with the correct, by selecting the correct options, we need to make the sentences a complete and a meaningful one, right? Okay, the first one. The top of the map shows which direction? Dash directions. So which direction is shown at the top of the map? Yes, we have a north line which shows the north direction, isn't it? So top of the map always show the north direction. In a map, brown color indicates what? Yes, highlands, isn't it? The hills and higher land areas like the plateaus and the mountains are usually expressed in a brown color, isn't it? Yes. Third one. A person who prepares maps is called a cartographer. Cartography is the process of making the maps, and a person who makes a map is called a cartographer. So a person who prepares maps is called a cartographer. Fourth one. A book of maps is called an atlas. Okay, an atlas is a book of maps. Dash and dash make the map easier to read. So what are the things that we use in a map to make it easier to read and understand a map? Signs and symbols, right? Okay. So we have completed all the 5 sentences. Now we will read all the sentences once again. The top of the map shows north direction. In a map, brown color indicates highland. A person who prepares maps is called a cartographer. A book of only maps is called an atlas. Signs and symbols make the map easier to read. Right? Okay. Now I'll keep the page the same for another minute so that you can read all the 5 sentences once again. Right? Fine, children. So now we'll move on to the next one. It's a match the following. So on one side we have the descriptions and the second side we have the locations or the different states mentioned there, isn't it? Okay. So now, boundaries of continents and countries. So a state that comes to the boundary of a country can be Uttar Pradesh. Mountains, plains and valleys are there in Assam. Plenty of mountains, valleys and plains are also there. Temperature and weather conditions are severe in Rajasthan. Thar Desert is there. Seaports and trade routes are there from Kerala. Forest and grasslands are from Uttarakhand. Right? So boundaries of countries and continents are related to Uttar Pradesh. Mountains, plains and valleys are related to Assam. Temperature and weather conditions are related to Rajasthan, which is severe there. Seaports and trade routes are related to Kerala. Forests and grasslands are extensively found in Uttarakhand. Right? Okay. So now I will keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can check it yourself once. Yes. Okay, children. So now we'll move on to the next one. So look at the diagram and write the directions on each arrow shown to it. So there is a diagram of arrows given there, and we need to identify the directions based on the arrows given. So we know the top is always north. To the right of the north is east. Opposite to the north is south. And to the left of north is west. Right? So the top is north. To the right of the north is east direction. The opposite to the north is south direction. And the left of north is west direction. So the cardinal directions north, south, east and west we have already marked. And now we need to mark the intermediate directions. Okay. Now, the direction that lies in between north and east is the northeastern direction. The direction that lies in between south and east is the southeastern direction. The direction that is in between south and west is the southwestern direction. And the north and west is the northwestern direction. Right? So, which are they? North and east. The middle of north and east we have a northeastern direction. South and east we have a southeastern direction. South and west we have a southwestern direction. And west and north we have a northwestern direction. Right? So they are the 8 different directions that we usually have on a map. Okay? Right. So I'll keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can have a look at it again.